sa stunted children, unsay kuan kanang facts that we need to learn. So stunted children face more learning challenges. Mao gina siya ang fact, basta dili gani healthy ang bata, dako yung chance nga dili pod siya focused, dili
Mag-stop
siya
no naman na siya
capable to
save
learn.
mo. Save sa duksak wala lang sa download.
Dili makasugod ang information properly sa iyaha tungod kay dili enough ang iyahang weight, dili enough iyang height, which in effect nga sa iyahang learning ability. So sa facts no, tanaw na to, fifth highest stunting prevalence in East Asia and the Pacific. So kita ang fifth. Then ika-10th among the top 10 countries globally with the highest number of stunted children. And kung atong sumatotalon, ang stunted related learning and productivity losses equate to $4.4 billion. So kung ato adyong naon kung dili lang day ta malnourished or dili lang gid ta kanang unhealthy o kanang stunted ang atong mga learners, possible nga dako gyud sila og contribution sa society kanang after nila nag basic education. So kung kay bata pa lang nagsugod na ang kuan nila, problem sila sa health through stunting. So nagsugod na po ang problem nila sa ilang learning. Hantod madala na nila pag grades, higher grade levels kung dili mahatagan og interventions. Then equate na to siya, that's $4.4 billion ang losses tungod sa stunted learning and productivity. So overwhelmed education infrastructure systems. Isa po dito problem nato. There are 165,000 classroom deficit that's still widening. So sa to sa Panabo City, that's 200 classrooms ang lacking sa atoa para lang yun makaklase sa standard na classroom ang mga bata. Then wala na tong mga classrooms na for demolition, for condemnation na unta, dili na to siya ipagamit. Pero karon kay magamit gihapon nato siya tungod kay kulang pa old classrooms. Then 70% of classrooms are not in good condition. And 1,400 last mile schools lack adequate electricity access. And 4% of DepEd positions remain unfilled. And teachers are overloaded with non-academic tasks. So mo ni siya ang naglangkob sa infrastructure na overwhelmed, systems na overwhelmed. Okay? So it usually kung ato siya ikuan, tanawon is more on classrooms and more on personnel siya. Classrooms and personnel. Mga important kaayong resources for learning. Let's go to the next. Learning outcomes have significantly declined. So, from the COVID-19, nag-cut of learning years by 8%, costing $30.7 billion in lifetime earnings. Sa Philippines lang ni siya ha, ang atong kinisgutan. It goes down to 91% of 10-year-olds that can't understand simple text. So, possible ba nga COVID-19 ang reason nga no ingon ana siya, so dili pud ta makaingon yun nga solely sa COVID-19 yun, but daghan dako jud og factor ang pandemic. Then nag-ripple effect niya din siya antod naabot ta ani nga situation that 91% of our 10-year-olds understand simple text. Maybe they can read, but they cannot understand. And next, only 1 in 5 learners are proficient in math and reading. So imagine that that's 20% only of our learners are proficient in math and reading. And lastly, ang pinaka nakita dyan nato ang results sa tanan no, In 2022, we ranked 77 out of 81 in the PISA assessment. So mo ni siya ang pinaka kanang nahugno jud ato ang nasod no kay Philippines, very known talented nga mga people, rich in resources, a lot of kanang nindot nga mga butang ang nasa tong nasod. Even we are kanang one of our official languages kay English na daan. Internationally, we are so competitive. But when it comes sa PISA, nag-rank 77 ta. So, mo ni siya ang pinaka tumoy sa learning outcomes na nag-decline. Alright, so mo to siya no. Stunted learners, then ang ato ang infrastructure kay overwhelmed, to ang learning environments, and ang last kay katong okay, so ang last kay learning outcomes nga nag-decline. Let's proceed sa ato ang next na slide, which is the perennial issues in the last decade. So in the last decade, no, permi jud ni siya mag-appear annually ng mga problems. Teachers need retraining and deloading. So sa Panabo City, we have seen this issue no in the past decade. Classroom construction lags behind demand. Same problem, hangtod karon dili gyud mapas ang classroom construction. Manpower shortages worsen teacher overloading. So katong past decades wala tay mga admin officer to or mga ADAS or mga COS sa ato ang mga eskwelahan. Mo na ang nagabuhat sa ato ang admin tasks kay mga teachers. Then weak accountability systems focus on learning outcomes. So ato ang learning outcomes kay dili na to ma-measure properly. Weak ang atong accountability. Pila ta ka years wala ta sa to National Achievement Test. Naundang ang NAT for pila ka years. So mo tong dili na to ma-measure properly ang learning outcomes. Delays, lack procurement, and delays and lack of procurement. So mo ni siya ang ato ang isa pa sa problem, mga delays ato ang pag-allocate og mga resources. Then ang atong education sector kay always running, pero ta nag-operate. Dili ta pwede mag-ingon ba nga okay na i-delay sa ato ang pag-provide sa resources sa ato mga divisions at sa mga schools. Undang sa mo og operate sining eskwelahan, wala talaga ingon ana sa DepEd. Miskan pag naay mga delays, mga significant nga mga delays gyud or mga major kaayo nga mga procurement nga dili mahitabo, which in effect dili mahatagan pod ang mga eskwelahan og resources. Pero ang education sector padayon gihapon sa pagdagan. So mao na siya ato ang mga problems in the past decade. So timanan nato ni siya if we count those problems or if we name them, mo ni sila nga mga problems atong na-encounter. So we should know this. Now let's go sa atong education systems nga naga-face of several constraints. So unsay first? Kani poorly data informed. So kung kayo siya no, ang atong education systems kay poorly data informed. Although we have a lot of information systems, gikan sa LIS, sa BEIS, sa pana siya sa NSBI. Daghang kita information system, but dili siya ma-utilize sa mga concerned program owners, sa mga itawagan na central office personnel. Sila gid ang mag-utilize ang mga data in order to create programs for implementation nationwide. So inana no, minsan pag naa sila ng mga data wala na utilize tarong poorly data informed. Then kung naa po tayong mga data na kailangan, kanang ang collection na to very kanang hasty, pinaspasay gud pag mag-collect og data. Ang central office mo baba og memo, then ugma na ang deadline. Then maka-provide na kitag data pero wala na kabalo unsa jud ka reliable ang data nga ma-provide nato, especially pag gikan pag sa eskwelahan. So wala na jud na siya validation tungod sa kapaspas gyud sa pag-collect og data. Then another one, slow to innovate and respond. Isa na siya sa problem nato no nga dili kay ta mo go into innovation kay mahadlok ta. So natay ingon ana nga problem sa especially atong mga personnel nga dili na kay technology adept, ano sila kanang ano sila sa innovation and changes. Like sila na mismo mo atras. Kaya para na lang na sa mga batanon. So, yan na ang ano. Next, inadequate accountability mechanisms. So, karon no, ang accountability mechanisms nato is ginapakusgan na. Daghan nagpamaagi para mas mahimutang accountable tanan. So, we have the Program Management Information System. Ginapakusgan na siya karon. Although dili pa kita ng schools ang nagagamit ana. So there are ways nga mahimutang accountable. Ang rigorous nato nga ang procurement laws. Karon natay bag-ong procurement law na pod. So gina-expect nato nga mahimutang accountable jud anak tanan. Katong sa pato mga assessment nato nga mga mechanisms, testing, nga pila ka years na to wala na conduct sa tong schools, mga NAT nga na-stop for pila ka years. So, ang accountability anang dili gid enough. Next is resource strap. So, atong resources is nakatali gid siya. So, more on ang MOE, dili gid nato siya butang sa mga importante kaayo nga program sa school kaya naman mandatory jud unahon. So kana isa sa problems nato, mandatory expenses ang pinakauna din. Dako kay siya nga mga factor, bulk of expenses na siya ang mandatory. Tapos dili na nato mahatagan og priority ang uban nga programs and projects sa atong mga eskwelahan. Then overly centralized. Mano siya ang last. Pansinin sa DepEd, no? We are a republic of memorandum. Gikan sa central office, dili ta kalihok sa field kung walay memorandum sa central office. So, na siya pag walay order sa central office, pag walay ibaba nga announcement ang central office, tanggong kita tanan sa field. Gikan sa region, gikan sa SDO, hantod schools. Tanggong tanan. So, overly centralized kita. Now, natin mga problems nga nakita, unsa nga to ang buhaton para maka-intervene ta as one organization. We have these key outcomes of the 5-point reform agenda. So, kini siya, timana na to ha, that these are all outcomes na of the 5-point reform agenda. Mao po ni siya ang ginatukoy sa 5-point reform agenda. Actually, dili siya kanang agenda nga sitawagan na intervention or actionable steps. Dili siya ingon ana nga agenda ang ginatukoy sa 5-point reform agenda, but the outcomes themselves. Outcomes ang ginapangayo sa ato ang secretary ang Dara for this 5-point reform agenda. So first sa atong 5-point reform agenda is the high-performing teachers. So we really believe that if we have high-performing teachers, it will translate to proficient learners. Nagid siya, no? Kung ato ang teachers very high-performing with technical skills, knowledge, so kaya po na nila pasa sa mga bata. Then, turning our children to proficient. Number 2, learners' physical and mental well-being protected. So, muna siya nga to ang ikaduhang outcomes nga pangitaon. Na ang mga learners nato, they are protected. Physical and mental well-being. So, isa na dira, no? Ang ato ang mga health programs. Isa siya dira to ang school-based feeding program, mga unsa pa, child protection program. Ana siya. Why we want this to happen? Nganong kailangan protektahan ang ato mga bata? Because if they are protected, they have nothing na hunaon pa, wala na sila laing hunaon ba, but just to learn, ilahan lang yung hunaon is magtuon lang jud ko aning eskwelahan. Wala na ko ilaing buhaton kun dili magtuon lang jud. So magkuan na gid siya maka-learn din sila properly tungod kay wala na sila ginahuna laing. So isa na siya sa ato ang ginagol sa atong 5 key outcomes. Number 3. So number 3 is the efficient and supportive governance structure. So kaning number 3 is mo ni siya ang kita as mga administrator sa schools, mga non-teaching, kita ni siya mga nagahatag og support services. So if we are efficient and supportive atong governance structure, we could provide the resources and the administrative and support services to our teachers and learners. So kana siya ang kinahanglan nga dapat efficient data and supportive. Kaya kung dili nato ni siya mabuhat, there will be lags, there will be delays, and same gyapon na outcomes atong makita pag abot sa panahon. Okay? That's number 3. Then mapansin ninyo, ang kini siya nga 5-point reform agenda, it has an arrow. Makita ninyo, no? In the left side, we have the high-performing teachers. Number 2, ang protected ang physical and mental well-being. And number 3, kay ang governance structure nato. So it forms an arrow. Tapos, it should translate to high-quality education. Kay number 4. Muna siyang key outcome na ato ang ma-achieve dapat. High quality of education. But pasabot atong mga learners will become proficient. They could learn, and unsa ilang ma-learn, they could apply. Unsa ilang na-learn, they could understand, they could comprehend, and they could use this education para mag-excel. So high quality jud ang education nato ang gina-goal. So that's our 4th outcome. So gikan sa teachers, gikan sa ato ang pag-protect sa health sa mga bata hangtod sa ato ang kanang governance structure, it will translate to high quality of education. And lastly, number 5, kana nasa blue nga illustration, empowered and employable Filipinos. In the long term, kini tanan nga ato ang ginabuhat or kining outcomes nga ato ang makita kanang mo effect ni siya and makakos ni siya nga ang ato ang mga graduates sa basic education will become empowered and employable Filipinos. Kaya mao man gyud na siya ang goal sa senior high school. After senior high school, it should be nga ang ato ang mga graduates, pwede na sila makatrabaho. Pwede na sila maka-contribute sa ato ang nation building. Pwede na sila hatag sa ilahang skills na na-learn for them to become productive. So, pwede nila nga i-translate ang ilang kanang knowledge, skills to productivity. So, unsa una na nila? Pinaagi sa pagnegosyo, pinaagi sa pagtrabaho, or kung dili pa sila ready mo trabaho, magnegosyo, mo proceed sila sa higher education. So, they are empowered and employable. So, kay number 5, this is a long-term na outcome yun. Medyo dili dyan nato ni siya outright makiyon. Hanto dili nato ma-realize ang 1, 2, 3, 4. So, kung ma-realize nato na siya, so we could really be assured nga ang 5 ma-achieve po nato siya. Okay? So, mo ni siya ang key outcomes of a 5-point reform agenda. So, timana na to ha, ang 5-point reform agenda kay dili gid siya literal nga anang agenda or action steps or specific nga ato ang interventions nga buhaton or specific programs, projects ba diha, dili siya ingon ana. But ang atong 5-point reform agenda are outcomes. So, let's be reminded of this. Outcomes ang ginapangita nato. And when it comes to achieving these outcomes, kailangan nato og strategic levers for reform. So, ang goal nato no is there should be a reform sa atong education sector. Kailangan yun nato ma-reforma. And sa ato gani karon makita nato nga nang changes po sa ato ang education sector. Isa na dira no, isa tong curriculum tong kay gikan pa kay Vice President Sara. So ang curriculum na review then kay gipadayon ni Secretary Angara ang senior high school curriculum na napoy changes. So there are a lot of reforms nga ato ang mapansin karon. Nanay mga non-teaching personnel sa mga eskwelahan, and supported kayo no. Then more pa jud coming pa jud ang ubang reforms. Then kung mutingon tag strategic levers, sila ang mga ato ang mechanism nga makatabang jud dako sa toa in order to attain this kanang reforms nga ato ang gusto mapahitabo. First, decentralization. So decentralization towards bringing governance closer to schools. So ang ato ang mga funds karon, actually ang mga naimang funds karon nga gina-download na sa ato ang mga eskwelahan. So kapansin mo ana nanay karon wala pa siguro sa Panabo City but naay ubang divisions nga nakadawat na og innovation fund. Okay? So innovation fund meaning schools are allowed to kanang spend a budget kanang specific fund for innovation para ma-bring din ang governance closer to schools. So that's one way of decentralization. I-empower na to ang mga eskwelahan para sila na mismo magunahon na kung saan nila pag-improve on themselves. So yung ana siya, decentralization. Second, public-private partnerships to strengthen service delivery. So, kung mapansin ninyo ang Facebook page atong DepEd Philippines, so sige na sila og post og mga partnerships sa mga private organizations, mga NGOs, mga other kanang other departments. So, gina-post gila nila kay ngano man, it's one way to encourage other investors or other partners to be with DepEd. Then Tungod pud ana mas strengthen pud ang service delivery. So karon gani no natatay programa no nga we are partnering with Starlink. So isa na siya sa ato ang partners. So possible nga ang service delivery, ang internet connection delivery will be strengthened in the coming months or in the coming years. So yung ana digitalization for transparency, accountability, and empowerment. So digitalization is one way para mahimo gitang transparent, accountable. Ang ato ang mga systems karon daghan kaayo. Ang DepEd no is a kanang Department of Systems, Information Systems. Mo nang dili na ni siya bag-o sa to ang digitalization. And we are planning to continue and strengthen this para magka-reform kita sa ato ang agency. So nato yung mga i-introduce ng mga bag-o nga mga systems no para makita gyud ninyo ang ginaon sa pag-utilize ang atong funds, ginaon sa pag-utilize ang atong mga resources, atong data. So makita ninyo na in the coming days nga naay mga i-introduce ng mga bag-ong information systems na po. So that's part of digitalization. So now let's go to decentralization. Ikuha na to siya breakdown na to ang decentralization. So the pillars of decentralized basic education, overcoming the culture of memocracy. So mo siyang ginaingon no nga we are very dependent on memo. So kani siya ang atong illustration nga ang decentralized financing, it will translate to transparent school level learning outcomes. Okay? Then kaning mga transparent school level learning outcomes will also be used for decentralized financing. So yun na siya. Interrelated na siya. Then kaning transparent school level learning outcomes is also related to monitoring and evaluation conditions for financing access and M&E repository on what works. So kana siya nga to ang ginatan-aw nga ang transparent school level learning outcomes related gid siya sa monitoring and evaluation. And kaning monitoring and evaluation related pud siya sa decentralized financing. So natay murag tayad nga mabuo for this decentralization na illustration. So ang additional nato nga support mechanisms kay mao ni sila delivery unit to support regions. Actually nanay bag-o nga office sa central office nga delivery unit ang tawag. School level innovation funds man ang ginaingon ganina nga empowered ang mga schools to create innovation on their own and implement those innovation. Then regional performance grants. So na yung mga performance grants, especially those high-performing region. And Region 11 is one of those high-performing regions. Then, DepEd Research Fund. Strengthen na ni sila karon ang DepEd Research Fund. So, mo nitong decentralization. Makita nato ni kaning ipang lista dali mo ni siya ang atong first na mga makita comes to decentralization sa DepEd. Kani gid sila atong mapansin dayon kay mao ni ang gina-work out karon and currently implemented. Number 2, katong public and private partnership. So rebalance public and private roles in basic education to increase innovation and access to resources and expertise. So unsa ang ginabuhat nato? We have school vouchers for children. So actually no, kita naga-subsidize og mga learners para mo eskwela sa private schools kay ang mga private schools complementary sila sa atua para dili mag-overcrowd ang atuang mga eskwelahan. So natay mga vouchers na ginahatag para dito sila mo eskwela sa private and ang benefit ana is sa atua diri sa public kay gamay-gamay na lang ang eskwela sa public and dili kay ma-overcrowd ang atong eskwelahan. PPPs for school infrastructure projects. So our secretary is very active in finding partners kanang mga foundation, mga dagko kay nga mga companies yang gina-partner para ka-add og funding sa atong mga school buildings. Then assets for education initiative. So we need partners also para sa atong mga internet connection like Starlink, ang atong mga laptops, kanang mga computers nato, kanang mga digital resources nato, kuha nato na siya ginapangitan nato nag mga partners para mas mo increase gyud ang ato ang resources. And next, the digitalization. So mo ni siya ang strategic lever no nga ginabuhat na nato pre-pandemic pa. Nagabuhat na taan ni digitalization empowers education stakeholders and managers toward data-driven decisions and transformative reforms. So kung naatay digitalized na mga mechanisms, we have better education infrastructure. So kana siya no, kailangan nato na siya kay para ma-achieve nato ng better education infrastructure, transparency in basic education data, and improved education technology. So kung nato i-digitalize ng mga mechanisms, makuha dyan nato ni siya tanan. Kani silang mga benefits. In fact ang bag-ong system nga i-introduce ato is atong Stride. It is an answer no kung unsaon nato pag tan-aw ang mga shortages sa classroom sa ato ang mga teachers. So makita na ninyo later on pag maghatag na sila og orientation. Then next, the flagship initiatives. We have this Revive the PPP for Classrooms. Mao gini siya ang isa sa mga flagship initiative ni Secretary Angara. Tan-awan lang ninyo sa Facebook page sa DepEd. Kita ninyo dira na kanang very evident din siya nga initiative sa atong secretary. Revive the PPP. Next, assets for education initiative. So kailangan nato no kung gusto ta mag-innovate, hatagan din nato siya og support especially on funding. Then sama na siya evidence for education coalition. So we are strengthening also our partnerships with private schools. Tanawon ninyo na ang mga activities sa central office. They are very active in partnership with the private schools. Other nga mga education sector partners na to, naputi alternative learning system, so gina-strengthen yun nila. Ramp up ODA for education. So ODA, same kaya po na siya mga different funds. So, yun lang po ang ating discussion sa 5-point reform agenda. So, nabay mga questions with regards sa atong 5-point reform agenda.
Sir Denzel, mahatag ba nimo ma-side beat ba nimo ang katong strategic objective sa regional office para ma-show lang sa ilaha?
Yes po. Sure.
Sige, thank you.
Okay, so padayon ta no sa ato ang wala may question dito sa 5.3 form agenda. Dito sa ato ang strategic objectives. So last January 8, 2026, the regional office released the memorandum adoption of the strategic objectives of DepEd Region 11 for school year 2026 to 2028. So, tanaw na to dire kung saan iyang ginaingon sa rational. So, it's provided in Section 2 of RA 9155, otherwise known as the Governance of Basic Education Act of 2001. It is in the regions, divisions, and schools and learning centers where the policy and principle of governance of basic education are translated into programs and activities and offered to fit the local needs. Then the strategic objectives of DepEd Region 11 are firmly anchored on the DepEd Program Expenditure Classification, or the PREXI, which serves as the primary framework for linking programs, activities, and projects, as it ensures that resources allocation and performance monitoring are aligned with the desired outcomes of quality, equitable, and inclusive education. Then, it reflects the region's commitment to align its priorities with the Quality Basic Education Development Plan, or the QBEDP 2025 2035. It underscores the strategic phase of BISCOM 1 Catch Up 2025-2028, focusing on stabilizing the system by addressing urgent gaps in infrastructure, learning outcomes, and resource provision, and coherently setting its strategic directions in the attainment of intermediate outcomes through PPAs. Specifically, the strategic objectives of Davao region are set to address the off-track key performance indicators under access, equity, quality, resiliency, and well-being, and governance as enabling mechanisms. It also emphasizes the prioritized PPAs to be carried out across levels of governance toward more clear and focused pursuits of activities, programs, and projects anchored from the principle of one goal, shared outcomes, common programs, different strategies. So, Monisha, in view thereof, this office hereby directs the regional and functional divisions and school division offices for the adoption of the revised strategic objectives of DepEd RO11 and are directed to conduct monitoring and evaluation of the same during management review and man-committees. So, muna siya ato ang rationale. Ato to sa atong strategic objectives for 2026 to 2028 sa Region 11. So, we have ang first nato nga objective is the number of education research completed. Sa tanaw na to ha, ang baseline na to is the school year 2023-2024. So, dili siya diretsyo no nga ang baseline for the target na 2026 kay ang kuan kanang closest na school year dili siya kuan, but ang baseline nato nga gigamit is ang school year 2023-2024. So we have 53 and we target 53 for 2026, 80 for 2027, and 80 for 2028. So taas kay nga jump gikan sa 2026 to 2027, but this is in the regional level. So ang contribution sa Panabo City ani are I think 10 research completed ang ato ang target ani for 2026. Then percentage of public schools meeting the standard ratio for teachers. Muna siya ang atong goal. Ang atong baseline is the 93% ang baseline kani siya for elementary. Then 96.96% ang atong target sa 2026, and it shall be 97. It will become 97.93% by 2028. Okay? Same po sa ato ang junior high, 90 ang baseline. Then mahimo siya 93.99 this year. Antod mahimo siya 94.93 by 2028. And senior high school, 89%. Then ang baseline is 89%. The 91.69 atong target this year, and it should become 92.61% by 2028. So ang say target sa regional office kay mao na po na siya ang ato ang gina-adapt. Pero when it comes to standard ratio for teachers, most of our schools have already achieved 100%, meaning nakuha na siya na na provide na gid ang atong number of teachers no sa atong mga eskwelahan. So we always target na ma-maintain na lang din nato ang 100% diri sa 2026 to 2028. Now let's go sa number of newly created teaching position filled up. Okay? So, ano siya, 1,291 ang baseline, and we are expecting to have 2,293 this year na ma-fill up 2316 pag-abot sa 2027, then 2028 2339. But kanang isa lang po din siya sa mga isa din siya sa mga targets nato nga kanang wala jud kasiguraduhan ba kung unsa jud ang kung makuha ba gyud ba nato ni nga target kay magdepend mo sa number of items nga ihatag sa central office ato. So for last 2025 ang number of items nga nadawat nato is around naata sa mga 50 new teacher items at atong nahatag sa ato last 2025. Now, percentage of learners enrolled in SNED. So, mani siya. Alive, iPad, ALS. So, ang baseline is 0.177% for SNED. That's 47,021 learners. So, gi-increase lang nila og 10,000, no? Ay, dili 10,000, sorry. 6,000. Nahimo siyang 53,021. And ang ato ang denominator aning target, so 47,021 divided by 28 million. Kay ang ato ang numerator ani is the total population of the Philippines na mga learners. So that's 27 million. Tama ba? 47,000. Check na po. 47,021 divided by 27 million. Lagi, ana siya nga kuan. So ang atuang numerator ani nga mga indicators or mga targets kay ang national enrollment sa Philippines. Mo nang gagmay kay siya nga target 0.17%, 0.19. Sa Alive kay 0.03, sa iPad is 0.10, sa ALS kay 0.19. So yun ana siya. Gagmay kay siya. Next is the percentage of learners provided with learning resources. So 100% yun na siya atong gina-targetan na kay usually wala jay learner nga dili mahatagan og learning resource. Then number of schools offering the following programs: Alive, iPad, SNED. So mani siya atong target schools region-wide. Sa Alive, we have 6 schools offering Alive. iPad is we have 24 schools. Sa SNED, we have 4 schools offering SNED. 4 schools lagi, 2 schools sa elementary, 2 ka eskwelahan sa secondary. The number of public schools provided with learning resources. So automatically 62 ni sa tuwa number of public schools provided. The next, we have retention rate in elementary, secondary, and secondary. So mo yung ginatuan ganina nga kanang ginatan-aw nato nga performance indicator. Nay ubang performance indicator nga ma-appeal diri sa ato ang regional strategic objectives. We also have the completion rate. So isa siya sa performance indicator nga ato ang gina target. Then proportion of learners achieving at least nearly proficient in the national achievement test. So mo na siya ato ang target atong target no kay halos dili kita kaabot og 50% by 2028. So wala siya ta nag-expect na makaabot ta og 50% nga mahimong kasi tawag ani ang target nato kay nearly at least nearly proficient pa lang ni siya. Dili itong proficient pag yun ang atong target. Nearly proficient pa lang. And then, number of learners benefiting from the school feeding program, appeal po na siya. Then, increase in percentage of public schools conducting schools learning action cells. So, sa tuwa din sa Panabo City is 100% naman ta na nag-conduct of LAC sessions. So, okay na taan ni. Number of public school teachers and teaching-related staff trained. So, annually, murag 100% of our personnel kay matrain din siya. Now, let's go dire. Kinumdum mo ganina nga natay outcome sa ato ang 5.3 form agenda. So, naan na siya kanang corresponding target para makita yun nato kung ma-achieve ba yun nato ang outcome. So, unsaon nato na siya pag-achieve. So mag-set tag mga targets, mga indicators, mga metrics. So ang first niya, under high-performing teachers is percentage of public school teachers who completed training on content and pedagogy. So ang baseline nato no is 100%. Last 2023 to 2024 nga na-train nato siya tanang teachers for content and pedagogy. Then 2026, ning baba tag 25%, very conservative lang. Then 2027, 30%, and 2028, 30%. Muna itong targets. The number of public school teachers who completed, so part ni siya no, sa itong i-target no, certificate programs and scholarship programs. Okay? The percentage of learners with complete set of textbooks. So, mani siya na to ang target. Ang ika-17, percentage of public school teachers provided with a laptop. So, isa ni siya sa to ang gina-tanaw po di ay ang mga teachers na to nga nahatagan og laptop. Number 18, percentage of public schools with at least one admin officer. So, isa pa rin siya sa ginatanaw nga naapoy non-teaching sa atong mga eskwelahan. Outcome 2, learners' physical and mental well-being protected. So, dili sa tuwa, we have the percentage of school-age children in school. Dili na nato masulod ang net enrollment rate na target. So, mo ni siya atong target for net enrollment rate. Pansinin niyo, dili gross enrollment rate ang atong target, but net enrollment rate. Meaning, kanang ang atong mga learners gyud unta nga naa sa ilahang grade level kay appropriate age ang naanta sila sa appropriate age or tama nga edad. Okay, percentage of learners who completed grade 6, grade 10, and grade 12. That's completion rate. Kung na siya sa taas ganin ang completion rate, ibalik na po nila ang target dili para sa outcome number 2. Then percentage of severely wasted and wasted learners in public elementary schools provided with meals through school-based feeding program. So 100% yun no, ang atong gitarget anak na tanan yun mahatagan og pagkaon. Percentage of resolved bullying incidents. So of course no, 100% atong ipang target pero wala may ma-record na bullying. Anong officially recorded jud? Rare kaayo. Percentage of public schools with a functional child protection committee. So inani no? Gamay ra kaayo 43% this year, 45% next year, 47% pagka 2028. Percentage of public schools with a functional school governing council. So very conservative ra po datong target this year, 25%. Percentage of public schools with a guidance advocate. So that's 75% ang baseline. May mo siyang 85%, 90%, then 95%. Percentage of schools with a guidance office. Percentage of schools with a health clinic. Percentage of public schools with ideal classroom to student ratio. Percentage of public schools with electricity. with libraries and with faculty rooms. So kanin ginatagan na jud importansya ang faculty rooms karon kay giapil na gyud siya sa kanang um, indicators. So una kay wala jud in town. Outcome number 3, efficient and supportive governance. So percentage of schools division offices conferred 3 prime HRM. So sa amo ani nga level, sa SDO ni nga level, dili na siya applicable sa school. Number of SDOs provided with innovation funds. So kani siya SDO level yapon. Number of public schools provided with school grants, innovation funds for schools. Mo yung ginaingon ganina nga gi-implement na jud nila ang first na division nga naka-benefit ani innovation funds kay Davao Occidental. Mo nga daghan kayo og kanang taas kay prevalence sa anong low learning outcomes o poverty jud sa Davao Occidental taas kaayo. Then percentage of public is provided with research funds. Yan. So nana po tayo research funds pag-abot sa panahon, no? Then outcome number 4, improved education quality through upgraded modernized assessment and digitally enabled schools. So nana diri ang NAT. I-target na nato ang NAT. Then English ni siya. Ang ika-36 na indicator, ang ika-37 is math. Then ranking in PISA improved sa reading, sa math, ug sa science. Grabe no ang target kay kuan kaayo, conservative kaayo. Nagyam mo ta sa 70% ang 70th rank ang ato ang gina-target pag-abot og 2028. Then outcome number 5, empowered graduates fit for employment, entrepreneurship, or higher education. The percentage of passers in the national certification assessments, percentage of passers in the alternative learning system, accreditation, and equivalency test. So mo to siya. Now let's go sa atong strategic levers. So percentage of schools that are implementing units. So karon very gamay kayo, no? Mo nang gamay pud kay ilahang ang target sa region. Kaya actually lisod kaayo mag-establish og implementing unit. Then percentage share of SEF in the overall school budget. So wala siya specific na target but increasing lang yang ilahang set. Number of classrooms built through PPP. So same, wala sila specific target but increasing lang ang dimension. The number 44, percentage of schools with solar panels off-grid for off-grid schools without electricity. So para lang ni sa mga eskwelahan nga wala electricity. So dili ni applicable sa Panabo City. So kadto lang ang atong mga indicators or ato ang mga strategic objectives for 2026 to 2028. So, paano kasi no klaro na kayo no nga na nagyoy embedded nga 5.3 form agenda sa ato ang regional strategic objectives. Yes, Sir Paul.
Amang gabi, Sir Kerr. Nanato ko ipangutana ba about sa retention rate? Hindi pabalik gamay.
Retention rate. Ani, sir?
Yes, sir. Kana, sir. Sir, po na lang, sir, bagay ang retention rate dira sa elementary, if wala ba na CPS, siguro kayo, sa second year, ni-decrease siya 94.95%. So, pag-abot niya third year, ni-increase siya og 95. So, therefore, sir, ang target nila is sa retention is increase in the third year and fourth year?
Yes, sir. Naayuday natin mga iuna ng targeting. Actually, ang ginagamit namo nga template aning targeting namo is nakalim ko sa specific name but kuan siya forward estimation nga method. So dili na to siya dili na to siya mapa-increase ang atong target kay tungod ang trend gid mismo is pababa. Then natungnan gid nga by 2026 pababa gid siya. So as a region ilaha pud siyang gi-adapt ang pababa nga trend for safety purposes kay nganuman. So ang kani nga mga targets nato ginasabit maguna to ni sa DepDev, sa COA, sa DBM, sa atong mga oversight agencies, and based sa ilahang trend nga nakita, kung dili na to ni siya adapt nga target, kung magpadayon ta og adapt og tag-as kayo nga target, possible dili na to ma-achieve siya. So mo na siya ang wisdom ana sa regional office. Anong ning baba siya galit.
Ang kuha lamang sa kay kuha man gud sa year 2026 if I'm not wrong, kining 94.95 tama po sir?
Sir.
94.95. Pag-abot sa year 2027 mo ang atong retention di ba sa retention kay magpabilin sa same grade level ang isa ka estudyante if I'm not wrong. Kung ano
Ay, ano sir? Sorry sir, Sorry sir, last night, clarify ba nato na last night sir, nga dili na siya mao ang retention.
okay po sir.
Session na to gabi. Nga ang retention nga itong ginamin nila kay mga students nga magpabilin sa eskwelahan. Na bagsak man or na promote, dapat next school year kay nagyapon sila sa eskwelahan. Eskwela gyapon sila. Muna siya ang retention.
Okay po sir.
Magpabilin sa eskwelahan sir. Lahi po itong retention na katong na-retain sila tungod kay bagsak sila. So, nato sa guide, pwede na ito i-review itong guide kay na ito yung nakanote dito sa retention rate na katong giingon ni mo gayon na sir. Siya og meaning.
Okay po sir, salamat po.
So, other questions po, sir and ma'am? Ay. Yes, Sir Paul.
Sir, regarding anong secondary sir, since naman tayo gitawag na senior high school, include ba, bulag ba ang junior high school sir o senior high school? Kay you say retention rate magudi na sa na same school lang. Pagtungtong mag senior high school sa daghan na mo transfer. Or clarify na ko sa kung bulag ba si junior high ani o si senior high school.
Kuan siya sir, sagol ang retention rate sa junior high and senior high. Tapos ang retention rate po nga ato ang i-target sir is sa division nga level. Bot pa sa bot, miskan paglahi og eskwelahan siya pagka senior high school, basta within the division level siya ng eskwela, within Panabo City ra gyud siya ng eskwela, appeal gid siya nga i-count sa retention rate. Dili siya school level ang pag-count sa retention po, sir. Dili siya computable sa school level.
Okay, basta kay last time mo sa nag-crafting sa mong SIP, dili ang pinaglalis about sa secondary kay kunta ko na mo retention man gud namong gudis, mubaba gud ni pag moabot na sa senior high school. So therefore sir, ang basihan day ang division level dili ang school level.
Mo nang dili gid siya advisable nga i-compute ni siya sa school level na kana nga indicator. Sa kuan gid siya nga level lang i-compute, sa division level, regional level and national level lang siya i-compute.
Okay po sir, salamat po.
Welcome po sir.
Then,
Yes po, Chief I.
take note ha, pag moingon ta og secondary, dili gid siya mo stop up to grade 10. Basic education, abot yun siya o grade 12. So, senior high school is not an independent, mura ba og independent, unsa ba na, appeal gyud siya sa ato ang basic ed sa secondary. Nya nabutangan lang na dili mo malibog, nabutangan lang na siya o katong City Senior High School kay ang istorya ana ang istorya kung walay dalang sa the whole region pila lang gani ang stand alone gani then tulo lang ka
lang ito,
stand
ma'am.
tulo
Tulo ata, ma'am. Isa sa Digos o isa sa Mati man.
Oriental dapit Oriental dapit then Panabo kana bitawng during sa crafting sa senior high school na curriculum naa siya qualification nga kita Panabo na qualify because the number of students sa isa ka eskwelahan kining Panabo City the biggest school Panabo City National High School kay mo qualify ta kay di na bitaw maigo didto kay gi-project na to kung pila ka baka estudyante dili na maigo didto kung didto pa mag-create og isa ka gas nga kuan isa pa ka strand or track so dili naman kaigo didto butangan ta og stand alone and that stand alone is the Panabo City offering kanang gas makita ninyo nga ang kaniadto ha sa katong kuan pa to ka track lahi naman karon ang sistema sa senior high kaniadto only Panabo City Panabo City Senior High School nga nag-offer og gas wala sa Panabo City National High School so mao na siya ang hinungdan nganong naatay stand alone diretso gyud pag moingon tag secondary dili malibog kanang stand alone.
Thank you, Chief, sa pag-clarify po, Chief. So, any other question po? So, kung wala natin question, is it okay for the body nga maghatag na pud tag quiz ugma? Ugma na pud. Ano pud ay quiz ugma regarding lang ani very short quiz para at least natay ka ng retention ba. So, okay kay Ma'am Hani. So, thank you, Ma'am Han. Wala, si Ma'am Hani rin ni Ikuan. Ay, narali si Ma'am Kagape. Thank you so much. Sila Sir Ulysses. So, Sir Paul. Thank you, sir. Okay po. So, maghatag na po ta og simple quiz ugma. Tapos, at ara po nang paningkamutan nga maansiran, no? Kung wala na question lain, so ako na ning i-turn off akong presentation and kuha na ko ang floor kay Chief I.
Sir, pagpangitay ugma pa nimo ansiran
Asa to, Chief?
na naman si Sir Turdy.
Ay,
Sir Dens?
maghatag na lang kog quiz karon, Chief. Tapos ugma sa buntag
Yes.
ng pantiran. Apaso na na po,
Sila
Chief.
na lang. Dili na nimo i-discuss.
Dili na lang, Chief. Okay na, Chief.
Katong KPI nimo nga questions na ansiran na take up nimo.
Ah, yes po.
Okay.
Ay, katong questions gani na take up, sir. Chief, wala, Chief. Wala na ko na take up karon.
Gani abi na ko nabungol ko ba. Sige, unsaon man to na giansiran na to nimo.
Wala, sir. Maghatag po kong answers karon, Chief.
Ansiran sa nato okay pa sa imuha mo dive para ba ni swimming pool.
Hindi na, Chief. Uy, ken murag nakuan mo kasi na nalanag ko sa kung okra nga gikaon.
Okra?
Dili sa tong kasagbutan sa Samay.
Naman ko na sila sa Emilia ba kanang kasagbutan nga kuan nga hotel. Sige.
Sige, Chief,
Na,
ako ang ikaw,
naginip
Chief,
mo
ha?
sa media. Sige daw, basig pwede nimo tumaansiran tong KPI.
Sige po.
Thank
Sige,
you.
basi wala pa sila nag-answer, Chief, bang uban.
Nag-answer man sila. Nag-answer mo? Bantay lang mo ko si Unjin ako ni sila nag-answer daw.
Yes.
Kaya
Yes,
ako man
Chief.
gi-post. Oh, daghan kayong nag-thumbs up.
Nag-answer mo.
Ay, nag-answer na ba sila?
Oo.
Ngayon,
Kaya
wala pa.
post na ko kanina.
Sige po.
Sige, thank you.
So kung i-present ka ron ang answers sa atong questions, no? Wait lang dyan kay nag-lag dyan akong laptop ay hindi siya mo-present dahil ang Microsoft Word. Okay, so tanaw na to dire. Isa yung SSC. Ganit lang yun hai. Mubalik lang kung kuan, Chief, ha? Sulod, Chief, kay dili mo matanggal ng SSC 2026 kay nag-lag akong laptop.
Yes, then.
Balik ako sulod.
Willing to wait.
Okay po, Chief. Thank you, Chief.
Murag og order, willing to wait.
Okay, so I'm back. So let's first go to the personnel across all governance levels. So muna siya atong explanation. Very basic lang gini. Number 2 question, what are the 4 pillars of the Basic Education Development Plan 2030 strategic framework? So letter A ang answer, access equity. Number 3, performance indicator serves as tools to report the status of the education system to which group? Community, full country, global community. So muna siya, no? So ang answer is all of the above. Yan. Number 4, according to the K-12 framework, that work, age 5 is the official entry age for kinder. Age 4 is preschool. And age 6 is the official start for grade 1. Number 5, question number 5. What is the official school age bracket for senior high school? Grades 11 to 12. So that's letter B, age 16 to 17. Number 6, which indicator measures the capacity of the school system to accommodate all learners regardless of age? So that's letter B, gross enrollment rate. Yan. Number 7, what is the ideal maximum value for the net enrollment rate? So the correct answer is letter B, 100%. So the guide states 100% is the ideal maximum value for NER because it measures only the specific official age group.
Sir Kerr, also yung answer sa B, Sir Kerr.
Sir?
Answer sa number 4.
Number 4. Letter B, sir.
Okay. Tama ko, sir. Thank you.
Age 5. Wow. Sana all. Naganan ni siya kuan ba? Tama ba? Panimalik-malik ba? Asa na gutang numbers? Number 8. Ayan, number 8 is, from which agency does DepEd source the projected population data for KPI computations? So, that's PSA, letter C. Number 9, gross intake rate is also known as apparent intake rate. That's letter B. Number 10, in the formula for new entrants in the GIR, what must be subtracted from the total enrollment? So, the correct answer is letter C, the repeaters. Dili ang dropouts, dili transferees, dili po ng overage learners. Number 11, performance indicators enable management to monitor which 2 aspects of education service delivery. So, the correct answer is letter A, effectiveness and efficiency. So, explanation is KPIs allow management to monitor how effectively they reach learners and how efficiently learners move through the education system. Number 12, which indicator provides a more precise measurement of participation for specific age group? So that's letter B, net enrollment rate. Number 13, what does the age-specific enrollment ratio measure? So the correct answer is letter A, the participation of learners at each particular age. This ratio measures the education participation of the population at each single year of age. Number 14, which indicator should not exceed 100%? So, natay gross enrollment rate, gross intake rate, net intake rate, or transition rate. So the correct answer is net intake rate because it is restricted to the specific official entry age population. It cannot logically exceed 100%. Number 15, if JER is equal to NER, what does this imply about the learner population? So the correct answer is letter A. There are no overage or underage learners. So very impossible, no? JER is equal to NER. So if gross equals to net, it means every student enrolled falls exactly within the official age bracket. Yan. So part 2, situational application and formula. Question number 16. A municipality has a projected population of 1,000 children aged 5. The total enrollment for kindergarten is 1,200, including overage children. What is the gross enrollment rate? Okay, so the correct answer is letter C. That's 1,200 enrollment divided by 1,000 population times 100 is 120%. Number 17, in the same municipality, of the 1,000 kinder students, only 950 are actually 5 years old. What is the net enrollment rate? So, the correct answer is 95%, letter B. Ang explanation niya is 950 age-eligible students divided by the population of 1,000 times 100. That's 95%. Number 18. And using the data from question 16 and question 17, what is the percentage of overage and underage learners? So, ano ka siya, no? Tricky na kaayo. The correct answer is letter C, 25%. Explanation is subtract NER from JER to find the percentage of students outside the official age. Number 19. A school has 500 grade 1 students. 50 of these students are repeaters. The town's population of 6-year-olds is 400. What is the gross intake rate? Sabi mo, lisod siya, no? So, ang correct answer niya is 112.5%. That's letter B. So, explanation niya, no, is 500 na enrollment minus 50 na repeaters divided by the population of 400 times 100. That's 112.5%. That's gross intake rate. Number 20. A division has an NER or net enrollment rate of 85% for elementary. Does this mean 15% of children are definitely out of school? Tama ba na siya nga conclusion? 85% lang ang nurse, so ang 15% kay wala gila sila ng eskwela. So the correct answer is letter B. No, they might be enrolled in other levels. So possible no nga na sila sa other levels. Dili siguro anak nga specific level may imong gina-compute. So explanation, a low net enrollment rate at one level doesn't mean children are out of school. They could be accelerated into a higher level or still in a lower level. 21. Situation yapon, a high school has 200 grade 11 to 12 students. The local PSA population for ages 16 to 17 is 250. What is the JER? So that's 80%, letter A. Explanation is 200 nga enrollment divided by 250 nga population times 100, that's 80%. 22. If a school head sees a JER of 140% for grade 1, what should they investigate? Okay, so the correct answer is letter B, the number of repeaters and overage students from previous years. So kana siya no, pwede siya mag-add ana katong mga grade, mag-grade 2 na unta, mag-grade 3 na unta, pero wala sila na proceed kay wala sila na promote, na retain sila. So balik sila og grade 1. Mao na ning kalit lang og kataas ang GER, gross enrollment rate sa grade 1. So explanation, a GER significantly above 100% indicates a large number of students outside the official age group, often due to repetition. Number 23, for NIR calculation, a teacher finds 80 new entrants in kinder who are 5 years old. There are 2 repeaters who are also 5 years old. The population of 5-year-olds is 100. What is the net intake rate? Okay? So, the correct answer is letter C. That's 78%. 80 kabuok ang age 5 entrants minus 2 ka repeaters divide 100 times 100. That's 78%. 24, a division reports a secondary net enrollment rate of 92%. Is this possible if the junior high school net enrollment rate is 95% and the senior high school net enrollment rate is 85%? Okay, so the correct answer is yes, the secondary NER is a weighted average of the 2 age groups. Number 25. A school administrator notices the GER is 115%, but the NER is only 60%. What does this age gap suggest? So letter A, the correct answer is letter A. A massive influx of overage or underage learners. So muna siyang explanation ana. So na-influx no, a large gap between GER and NER indicates the system is accommodating many learners who are not of the official age for that level. So possible daghan og nga nag-repeat ana nga grade level or ana nga key stage, tapos napoy possibility no nga na ay migration sa mga tao na na-relocate sa inyong lugar. Mao na ning daghan ang mga bata sa inyong lugar niya. Kanang mga bata pa jud kay wala pa jud na sila naka-proceed to the next level kay na-relocate sila, namalhin sila, mo na nag-repeat sila ana nga grade level or key stage. So daghan tagi accommodate ng mga learners. 26. Calculate the elementary grades, grade 1 to 6 GER. Enrollment ng 5,000, then population is 4,500. Okay? So that's letter C, 111.1%. 27. Calculate the elementary NER. Enrollment is 4,000 and the population is 4,500. That's 88.9%. Number 28. If NIR for grade 1 is 98%, what does this reflect about the community? So the correct answer is letter A. Almost all children of official entrance age are starting grade 1 on time. So ang explanation na is high NIR means the community is successfully enrolling children at the correct on-time age. Number 29. A division planning officer calculates a GER of 105% for grade 7 to 10. The population of 12 to 15-year-olds is 2,000. How many total students are enrolled? So explanation ang answer is 2,100. The explanation is very simple. Ikuan lang nimo no. Ibaliktad lang nimo ang formula. Number 30, using the same 2,000 population from question 29, if the NER is 90%, how many students are aged 12 to 15? That's letter A, 1,800. So same gyapon explanation niya is kani NER divide 100 times the population. Number 31, determine the new entrants for kinder. Total kinder enrollment is 150 and the repeaters is 5. How many new entrants? That's 145. Correct answer is letter B. Number 32, identify the denominator for grade 1 GIR. So the correct answer is population of age 6. Una siya iyahang denominator. 33, identify the numerator for secondary net enrollment rate. So the correct answer is enrollment grade 7 to 12. That's ages 12 to 17. Specific ayon, 12 to 17. Number 34, calculate GER for kinder. Enrollment, all ages is 100 and population of age 5 is 80. So that's 125%. 35, calculate NER for senior high school. Enrollment is age 16 to 17. That's 450. Then population is 500 for ages 16 to 17. So the correct answer is 90%, letter A. Number 36. Why is it important for the Department of Education to monitor both access and efficiency indicators simultaneously? So the correct answer is letter A, to ensure that more learners enter the system and that they progress through it without wasting resources. The explanation, monitoring both ensures that high access, getting kids in, is matched by a system that successfully moves them toward completion or the efficiency. 37. A consistently low net enrollment rate in senior high school compared to junior high school most likely indicates what issue. Okay? So the correct answer is letter B. Significant leakage or dropouts between the transition from grades 10 to grade 11. So possible, no? Tungod kay mas gamay ang senior high school nga NER compared sa junior high school nga NER, possible nga nang gi-drop out na sila before pa nag grade 11 or before na human ang grade 10. Question number 38. How do KPI support evidence-based decision-making in DepEd? So the correct answer is letter A. They provide objective data to identify which areas need more classrooms or teachers. So explanation, data-driven KPIs remove guesswork, allowing resources to be allocated based on actual student volume and participation needs. Number 39, if a region has a GIR significantly higher than 100%, what is the most likely implication for classroom management? So 39, the correct answer is letter B. There will likely be overcrowding because the system is handling more students than the official age group intended. Explanation, high GIR indicates a school is absorbing many overage or underage students, potentially exceeding the planned capacity for that grade level. Number 40, what is the risk of only looking at gross enrollment rate without looking at net enrollment rate? So the correct answer is you might think participation is high while many children of the correct age are actually not in the right grade level. So tama yun siya, no? Kung ang imo lang dyan tanawon kay ang GER lang jud, palitan ang tanaw sa NER, abi nimo baghin kay mga estudyante, pero ang imo mga estudyante di ay kay mga overage na di ay underage, meaning na kay problem sa pag-locate, pag-map out, or pag-encourage sa mga learners na tamang edad nga mo eskwela sa inyong eskwelahan or sa inyong division. So explanation, a high JER can mask low age appropriate participation. If only JER is used, you miss the fact that many on-time children might be out of school. Question 41. How does the equity pillar of the BEDP 2030 relate to KPIs like NER? So the correct answer is letter A, by ensuring that NER is high across all regions, genders, and socioeconomic groups, not just in urban centers. So explanation, equity is measured by ensuring participation is uniform and high for all learner demographics. 42. Why does the guide emphasize that a lower NER doesn't automatically mean children are out of school? So the correct answer is letter A, because letter A, because some children might be overage or accelerated and enrolled in a different level. Explanation, a 12-year-old in high school lowering secondary NER might still be in elementary, not out of school. 43. What does high net intake rate tell a policymaker about school readiness? So correct answer is letter A. It suggests that the system is successfully getting children into school at the correct age. High NIR proves that policy and community efforts are effectively starting students in school exactly when they reach the official age. 44. In a conflict-affected area, which pillar of BEDP 2030 would most likely see a decline in its related KPIs? So quality, resiliency, and well-being, or access? So the correct answer is letter D. Well, all of the above. So conflict disrupts access, enrollment, quality, instruction, and well-being resiliency, causing a broad decline in the KPIs. 45. Which indicator would best measure the internal efficiency of a school's ability to keep its students until they finish? So the correct answer is letter B, promotion or completion rate. Explanation, these specific efficiency indicators track the system's ability to retain and move students successfully to the end of a level. 46. If a school has many repeaters, how will this affect their GIR and NIR? So the correct answer is, sorry, asa na ko 45 pamalik ko, no? 46 day. How does ratio and proportion, that is teacher-student ratio, complement access indicators? So the correct answer is letter A. Access tells you how many are in. Ratio tells you if you have enough resources to support them. Klaro kayo, no? Nga access indicators show the demand for education. Ano yung explanation niya? While ratios like teacher-student show if the supply of resources is adequate. 47. What is the significance of projected population data in these formulas? So that is letter A. It provides the baseline denominator against which actual school performance is measured. So without population data, you cannot calculate rates to know what percentage of the community is being served. Number 48, if a school has many repeaters, how will this affect their GIR and NIR? So that the correct answer is letter A. It will lower the GIR and NIR because repeaters are subtracted from new entrants. Now the explanation is high repetition reduces the number of new entrants, thereby lowering both the gross and the net intake rates. 49. Why is this aggregation of data, example by gender or region, mentioned in the memorandum? So the correct answer is letter A, to identify specific groups that may be lagging behind in access or efficiency. So that's this aggregation allows officials to see if specific subgroups like boys in certain regions needed targeted interventions. Nana siya, no? Gamit ko siya ang disaggregation, gender parity index. And number 50, what is the ultimate goal of the Department of Education as stated in the introduction of the guide? So that's the correct answer is letter A, to provide a complete, adequate, and integrated system of basic education relevant to national development, because it is the constitutional and operational mandate of DepEd as cited in the rationale. So that's all 50 items. So I am expecting tanan jud no naka 50 over 50. Charot bitaw. Pila bitaw yung mga score, sir and ma'am. Kasi naka 50.
41 na, sir.
Wow! 41 for Sir Ayan. Congrats, sir. Ma'am Alejandra Endrina. Wow! That's 49 over 50. From Panabo City Senior High School. Grabe, no? Grabe, man. Sana naman yan. Uban, sige na magpalakpak. Ano mga scores ninyo? So, congratulations, no? Yeah, nagmandaan ng test, sir. Itaw po, no? So, dako jud ko nga. Mansiran jud properly. Then, si Ma'am Lucia Pania, 38. Wow, congrats. Sir Ulysses, 42. Oh, congrats, sir. Ma'am Jemima Canizares, 47. Ma'am Jonah, 36. Ayan. So, congratulations, no? Nag-asag mga score. Sir Ariel Lakyo, 33. Ma'am Jessamay Alo, 46. Wow, Sir Ulysses, without looking my notes and calculator pa to. Wow. Partida pag dito, Sir Ulysses. Congrats. J. Vent Navarez, 43 over 50. Ma'am Lovelyn Salomon, 44 over 50. Sir Aris Bastian, 40 over 50. Ma'am Dina Rapisoro, 39. Ay, makaproud lagi mo tanan ay. Sir Paul Galagara, 37. Ma'am Jonelyn Escalona, 39. Wow. So, grabe proud kay Chief Eileen karon ba? Pagi si Chief I sa inyo tanan. For sure. So kung karon ang national, pasar na mo tanan. Congratulations. Bitaw eh. Thank you so much sa inyong pag-participate sa ato ang simple nga pa-quiz. Hopefully nga natin na learn ato tanan. So thank you so much. Back to you, Chief I.
Thank you so much, Sir Dinsel. So, salamat kay sa pinaka-update na ito nga planning officer. Thank you kay kaisa ra na ko giistoryahan, yes, dayon. So, a willing heart, a generous heart, a kind heart, and selfless. Sana dili gani selfish, selfless. So, ang na pag in English din, Sel?
Tama, Chief. Selfless po, Chief.
Yeah. Selfless planning officer. Nya dili ulit og wisdom ba kay Wisdom Wednesday ba yata kayo? Ang SJOD na ami Wednesday dapat Wisdom Wednesday once in a month. On the first nahimo man tong kuan oy Monday, Wednesday we were at Casa del Rancho. Nawala may rancho niya askang inita, my God. Init kaayo didto gipaningot ay naon sa bani. Kumang electric pa nakita. Gipaningot ni didto sa Casa del Rancho. Anyway, Dance, daghan kayong salamat to all the 55 attendees. We are all 62. I don't know where are they. Pero basig dili na nila need ang review. Basig okay ra sa ilaha. Ako pa ning silang subayon kung naka-appeal ba ni o dili. Thank you so much, Denzel, and to the 54 attendees. Thank you very much. Ako lamang pong ganahan kay kanang bisag dili maka-appeal niya, magpahibalo bitaw nga di ka-appeal. Okay kaayo. Bisag wa na excuse letter, excuse message na lang. At least kanang mahatagan po og hustisya ang mga nagsakripisyo sa ato aba. Kay di pud baya lalim mag-prepare sa ilahang mga topics o kanang maulaw pud baya ko usahay kanang manghangyo bitaw nyo wala ba ko ihatag sa ilahang certificate of recognition. Unya na lang pagkahuman. But they are very much willing to help you because not all of you were already exposed to such kanang mga activities in the division or in DepEd. So you need to be oriented and you need to be given some ideas and knowledge so that when the NASH comes, okay kaayo, murag ako makampante ko inig kanang mag-take na kung kanang naagian na nato ba bisag balintuang-bantuangon mo kabalo mo saon pag-answer because you do understand the concept, you do understand na ingon ani di ay ni siya. And I guess one of these days her nanny will also give you kay nakita na ko tong pag-lecture bitaw sa DRRM with Sir 3D murag need I have already requested her nanny to also conduct one session on DRR and also Sir Jaime Carlom. I already have negotiated and then they are willing to also to give you a virtual naaragin na sa inyo kung maminaw mo o dili naaragin na sa inyo ha if you're going to accept the knowledge shared by our speakers. So to all of you, thank you very much. And manihapon na ta. Charot. Thank you kayo, Sir Denzel, ha?
Thank you, Sir Kerr. Chief Adam,
Daghang
salamat.
salamat ninyo. Opo, you're welcome. You're welcome. Basta, manlimbasog kan, maningkamot, maningtiil, tanan. Nya katong wala pa na ako na-approve sa kuan, pasensya ha kay masapawan manggod mo ba? By the time na mulingkod ko ana nga trabaho, dapat ready mo kay matiwas na ko na siya. Study ta ani bitaw. So may naaana, pag-abot ni nanay, study gyapon. Asa naman tong bata ato? Study gyapon, unsa may naaana. Thank you very much. Uy, nanatoy memorandum ha.
Thank you, Chief.
Friday 1 o'clock.
Good night, Chief. Salamat.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you,
Thank you
Chief.
so much.
See you.
Thank you, Chief.
Salamat, Chief Ay.
Chief Ay.